Welcome back to the 2025 Hamilton County Open here in Indianapolis, Indiana at Fall Creek Baptist Church. My name's Frank. I'm on the commentary mic with Sam. Sam, how are we?
Hey, doing great. We saw some good, saw some bad on the front nine, and now heading into the back 10. We got a 19-hole layout here. This is where things start to get pretty tricky. So we see it all tied up at the top here at 13 down. That's going to get shaken up. Now heading into hole 10, 357 feet. Just throw mid-range fairway, just keep it dead straight. Green is going to be a little protected, so if you can be on the left side where the drone's flying, that's going to be ideal, but definitely one that you're looking to get.
Yeah, after some really unforgiving holes and knowing some more unforgiving holes are coming up, you want to have a chance at this one. And this is a beautiful forehand to start his round.
Yeah, definitely a great shot there, and 20 feet for birdie. Loving that. I don't quite get this one turned like I'd like, but still have a putt.
Circle's edge, a little outside. Karma once again. I will say, Bickel throws so high in the woods, and yet he does a good job at controlling the nose angle so that it stays underneath it.
I would love to see what his spin rate is because his discs don't fade.
That is true.
I've seen him throw some pretty overstable discs. This is his first tournament, sponsored by Gateway.
Switched like a week and a half ago.
Yep. And so a lot of these discs are pretty new to him, but I have a lot of the same discs in my bag, and they always fade out, going the same distance. So it's really interesting to see how he's able to keep those stable discs straight for a while. I bet he's got a pretty high spin rate. I've seen videos of him throwing over 700 feet. So it's impressive how far he's able to throw without those long levers that we see a lot of these big distance guys throw.
Yeah, his mechanics are unbelievable. He said in the distance comp he threw 704, but it was like 3 feet outside of the inbounds.
That is so far.
It's so far. So, well, everyone was putting, and you were able to take a stroke on 2 of them.
Yeah, not what I expected.
Not what I was expecting.
Those drives.
Exactly. This hole is disgusting. I mean, 612 feet straight the entire way. Plenty of trees to kick off of. A nasty rough. If you manage to get in the rough, you're probably not.
Yeah, you're pitching out.
Yeah, you're not getting very far. Getting a par from in the rough is incredible. And then another tricky landing zone where you throw a hyzer in, hit a tree, kick to 30, and have a little bit longer of a putt than you want.
Yeah, a lot of different ways you can attack this, and that's probably the best one. Anything you can do to get into the middle of the fairway is great. I'm just going with a mid-range, trying to keep it in the middle. A little bit of early release, but getting away with it.
And this is
a little too
get
far
down.
left. But once again, hey, I showed him the line, and
fading.
Look at that.
And Athena here from Nick. Trying to chop off a little more. This needs to come out.
That is, I think, just enough in the rough that he's not going to have a swing to get up to the basket.
Yep. Oh, and this is not good.
Really, probably the best case scenario after that pull.
Yep, on the edge. Should have an attempt towards the basket, but this hole is an absolute doozy. Cutting this a little inside, but another circle edge putt for you. Oh, man, he's putting.
And it doesn't even have a step out.
Going swarm here, if I am correct.
Yep, that is his swarm, and it just stays straight on him. Doesn't get the fade that he'd like, and that's
No skip.
going to be a really long putt for his par.
Yeah, solid 50, 60 feet. This is a little inside.
Yeah, it caught
Probably
just
a
a
good
little.
tree.
Yeah, I think he caught a little bit of brush off of the, right in front of him. Didn't slow him down a lot, but I think it was enough to kick it too far left and hit that tree.
He's under the bucket for par. This is not an easy birdie, but
No,
it's
not a bad
definitely definitely one that you want to at least have a putt on.
Nick with a chance here to save his par.
Just a little high. Oh, he
Look at
walked
that.
it in.
What a, great tee shot and really scrambled his way to get up there.
Nice bird for both of you. Only 9 birdies on the day on the hole, so not a super challenging hole. Played 4.21, so slightly over par.
Probably a lot of pars on this hole.
Lot
Not
of
going to see a
pars.
lot of birdies and, a couple bogeys.
Yep.
And we get to hole 12. It's par 3, 365 feet. And you just want to throw probably just a stable fairway driver, highs in front of this tree here, and should skip up there pretty nice. It's a pretty open hole. Going to be one of the easier holes that everyone's looking to get.
Definitely.
And that is about what I'm looking for right there.
Yeah, I'd take that if I were you. Wouldn't complain. What'd you throw there?
That's my Diablo.
Okay. That's honestly the last tree you got to miss.
Yeah, and
Miss those
that's
two
not
you're
even a
putting.
tree you can plan on missing. It's, his shot was just as good as mine. I was just a little bit more inside.
Yeah. For players out there who aren't playing consistently, aren't on the tour, how much do you try to affect the lateness or the last portion of the flight? Because you have this tree sitting out there at 300 feet. Obviously, you're not trying to hit the tree, but how much are you just throwing your shot and hoping it misses, and how much are you actually trying to hit a gap that far away?
I mean, on a tighter fairway like this, we've played much tighter fairways and we will, but you don't have so much more room to work where you can throw big spike highs or way inside. So once you've hit the biggest gap, it's about all you can do.
Right.
So, you'll see some of that, and we have seen some of that today, where someone's throwing a pretty good shot and just doesn't quite get all the way up there. And you're going to get half the time it's going to be good, half the time it's going to be bad, and it's going to average out. So you just have to just keep pushing.
Yep, I would 100% agree. I think this hole is actually a perfect example of that. You've got this elevated basket. You've got some trees at the end, so you can try to hit gaps down there. But ultimately, if you look down this fairway, the goal is to split those 2 trees in the middle. If you can get through those 2 with the discs starting to move right, I think you'll have a putt.
Yeah, I think the ideal shot here is something that starts on highs there and then slowly flips up the whole way. I just got mine a little bit overturned.
Something like this.
And this is such a good shot.
Oh, my word. Any idea what he threw there?
Yeah, it was a chameleon. A reptilian disc chameleon.
Interesting. I've never even
Just
heard
a
of that.
flippy fairway driver.
Okay. And then this.
That is
Sagara?
Nope, Athena.
Athena.
It's one of the prototype Athena, so that's a
Okay.
old
Been
one.
in the bag for a minute.
And you know what? That's exactly what you want right there.
I would take that.
Trevon, not surprised to see him go with the forehand. A little surprised to not see a skip.
No skip. The green's pretty fast, so that was a bit rude of the green. Were you giving that a little bit?
Yeah,
or is
a
it
little
just a little
bit.
high?
A little bit.
I mean, with the way you've been putting and the way we know you do putt, being able to run that is a freedom that comes with that confidence.
I mean, having a 30-foot comeback is not what I wanted. With the angle I was throwing
Yep.
on, I thought it would kind of cut in front of the
Yep.
basket and not do what it did and flatten
Yep.
out and get max distance. But hey, we're clean.
It worked. And 15-footer for birdie. Only 6 birdies on the day on that hole, and
Yeah,
2
we
of
got to
them on
see
the
2
card.
of them.
Yeah. Hole 14, par 3, 393 feet. Another one of those holes where you can't really control too far down the fairway, but
Yeah, you can control
ultimately-
about to here.
and then you just want to move through that gap and give yourself a putt. If you can, if you can putt, let it rip, but par on this holes, you're not complaining.
Yeah, hole 14 is going to play as the 7th hardest hole on the course. So on the harder side, but I think it's just you're not going to see a lot of bogeys.
Yeah, although that was a brutal result.
Yeah, with such a good shot there, he got 80% the way down the fairway and just doesn't quite get all the way down there for a putt. And no, he didn't get into. I think he's going to be putting from there.
And that's his Athena again, correct?
I think that was.
So on a course like this, how much are you relying on a disc that should work versus a disc that you just love and know what it's going to do?
Man, it really depends on how you're feeling that day. With Nick's playing this blind, so
Yeah.
him relying on a couple of discs that he really likes and just kind of manipulating the angles. I really like that play. It's just whatever feels comfortable
Yeah.
and getting yourself down the fairway.
Good up and down from you. I wonder if we'll even
Yeah,
get a
it's
camera angle on.
Yeah, it's a challenging spot here. You had to kind of sneak it through the trees and a couple gaps. And yeah, Trevon and I both able to get through clean, and he almost throws it in.
This is where Bickel's drive landed?
Yeah.
Wow. That got through way farther than I thought it did. Nick's got a putt here.
Trying to get 3 in a row, just leaves it short.
A turkey on this course has to be rare.
Yeah, not going to see many of those.
Just low. Not what you want. Trevon starting a little slower than he wants to be. That stretch of 3 or 4 holes seems to be on the easier side of this back 9. We're going to get some teeth.
Yeah, this course can, especially now, you can go a while without getting a birdie, and it can start to eat at you. You really just have to keep your composure. Another good example here, 15. Call the par 4. Everyone's really thinking about it as par 3.
Yep.
It's 365 feet. You're going to see some stand-up backhands through this gap. Just fading a little bit away from the basket. Basket's going to be perched up on the hill here. There is a drop-off on the right side and then some OB about edge of circle 2. You'll see some flex forehands. Really just want to get through this gap. Not that one.
Well,
Maybe that one.
wow. Does it? Oh, the last tree. Well, I mean, there's more trees to beat, but the last one in his line. I think all you're trying to do, knowing this is a par 4, knowing that it's a really, really hard 2, all you're trying to do is give yourself a look from about 100 feet. Just get through that first gap and then go from there. I like this play.
I loved that shot so much. I just threw it just a little bit too low.
Yo.
Trevon, forehand specialist, and just a little wide, but again, same kind of thing, just too low. Those 2 shots getting up there, a little higher would have gotten up there pretty nice.
Yo.
Not the best upshot there from Nick. Still inside the circle. You'd like to see that one a little closer.
Especially with that drop off behind the basket from where he'll be putting. This needs to slow down. Sit. Little roll. You're on that circle's edge. Putting uphill. Maybe not quite that far. I think this is where you want to be. Oh, he's going for it. Should
Yeah,
be
hard to say if
three.
I think it was maybe a little bit of a bid.
It looked high enough that it was a bid. This is probably a bid. Easy threes for both of them. This is a scary, scary putt.
Good to hit the band there and sit, not just soar it over the basket.
Yep. How many of these have you made so far today? Is that like 7 or
I've
8?
made a lot of 30 to 40 foot putts. Would really like to be a little closer.
Yeah.
I understand that they're going in, but I'd like it to be easier.
Yep.
'Cause it's so hard to get to the basket on these holes.
Oh, for sure. And this is probably one of, if not the hardest hole on the course.
Yeah, hole 16 is the hardest hole on the course. Your tee shot here, you're going to probably pitch a forehand to around here and then pick your poison. You have just, I mean, this is the gap. That's what you want to throw. That's not the basket we're going to. We're trying to get up to here. Man, this is such a far hole. It's 685, and I know it doesn't look far on paper. There's a putter.
Yeah.
So
There's
you're going over 400 feet on your second shot.
You have to, yeah. I like this play. Throwing a high, crashing forehand.
Yep.
And that's the landing zone.
Yep. Trying to get a little bit on the right side. I think it opens up that second shot a little bit more.
So something for the people watching, a little tip. It's pretty open, that forehand, all the way until you crash into the trees.
Mm-hmm.
So by throwing that shot, if you get it high enough and have it stall out, the worst that can happen when it hits those trees is it hits, falls, maybe directs a little bit left or right. By throwing a turnover backhand, it never gets to the point where it's stalling. It's always pushing. And so if you do make contact with a tree, your result could be significantly worse than a forehand. So for a lot of people not attacking on the birdie here, the forehand makes the most sense because it's just going to stall out and drop into the trees rather than a backhand fighting through them.
While you were explaining that really well, Elijah just throws the butteriest shot. 2 great shots, and he is, I don't think he's putting for birdie. I think he's still going to be outside, maybe edge of circle 2 from where he was at.
Trevon, on the other hand, didn't hit a thing.
And this has to stop. And it does, okay.
Good second tree there. Trevon's got a putt for birdie down there. We're talking about how hard this hole is. And Nick probably put himself in the perfect spot. Mm-hmm. I know he's frustrated about that because that was prime. Trying to get up and down for your par.
Really just kind of hitting every tree on the way there.
Hard to avoid.
And look at this line that Nick's having to take. So he's going actually over the other fairway, trying to get back into our fairway.
Yikes.
And, I mean, at least out of the woods.
Right. This little wide from you. Were you trying to throw that in?
No, that one I was not.
Okay. Apologize for the camera wiggles here. We're trying to keep up with Nick. Playing quickly.
Oh, Elijah does have a putt here.
And you want this one so badly. Yeah, the putter hasn't been his friend so far this round.
Oh, Trevon just misses his.
We didn't get the walk down on that one.
And so hole 16, whoops. It did play as the hardest hole on the course. 1 birdie. It was Matthew Anderson. Yeah.
Wow.
Incredible.
I would love to know what he did. More than likely, 2 perfect shots, 18-footer, easy bird.
Well, I mean,
But
both Elijah and Trevon,
Mm-hmm.
we both saw them have a chance at it. So, I mean, you can get up there, but
Definitely.
man, tough one. And another tough one coming up.
Yeah.
Hole 17, 514, and you really want to keep something pretty straight with just a little bit of hyzer. And then what? That's not it.
That's where the basket is supposed to be. It's just not in when they're filming it.
Oh, okay. I see. Oh, yeah. Yep. This is, you want a little bit of flex shot off the tee, and don't hyzer out.
Don't hyzer out. Yeah. That is not good. This hole is a bit of a break from the hard par fours that we've had recently. I'd say it's ultimately getting through this initial gap and getting down there. You give yourself a putt.
I like this play from Trevon. Going with the forehand, it's really going to open up that second shot because it's kind of a long hyzer.
Definitely.
And so he's going to have a more direct shot than everyone else going with the backhand. And that's a really tough spot to be. I mean, you're still over 400 feet from the basket.
Right. With a lot of trees to avoid. This looks perfect.
Yep. Little overturned, but finishes
fairway.
Fine.
Yep.
And Nick in, really tough position here. Ripping on his force, giving it plenty of height. And look at this.
Oh,
look
my
at this.
goodness.
A birdie look off after hitting the first tree on that hole. How about that?
That does not happen often. This upshot is quite technical. It's a hyzer, so it's pretty natural for the righty backhand, but there are enough trees that you can hit that'll leave you at 50, 60, maybe 70 feet.
Yeah, and you can see how direct of a shot that Trevon has. I think trying to go that left side, and unfortunately is going to leave himself still probably close to 100 feet. And we see Elijah scrambling pretty well from where he was at. Going to have a chance at his birdie.
Yeah. Maybe a little bid here.
Oh, yeah.
Nicely done.
Trevon's got great control with his forehand. So, yeah, anything inside of 150 feet, he can give it a little bit of a bid and not worry about going too far past.
Yeah, Bickel's frustrated. That's the probably 8th, 9th time he's been at circle 2.
After getting all the way up there with the chance at birdie, Nick's unable to convert.
How are the vibes on the card at this point?
It's a little bit, we're all a little bit tired because there's a lot of walking on this. As you may have seen, we are on like whole course number 25 or 26.
Right.
So a pretty big stretching property, and we're all hitting trees. So it's mentally draining, and it's tough to kind of keep the positivity going.
Yeah, definitely.
Elijah's playing great. We saw him get a little stressed about that. Every opportunity, you feel the missed opportunities here.
Definitely.
Another tough hole here, second toughest hole on the course, 686 par 4. It's got to be 900 feet.
Yeah.
It sure feels like it.
Walking this hole, we had a big backup on this hole. Walking down it, I could not believe that it was only 686 because you throw so far off your first shot. And you feel like you still have, there's no way. You feel like there's no way you can still get to the basket. But ultimately, you're wanting to push this right side all the way down, stay in the fairway, and you have a chance at a birdie.
Yeah, and, both Elijah and I off to the left, so not in the best position. Really like this play here from Trevon. There's kind of a sneaky forehand gap, and he hits it perfectly. And you can't ask for much more on your drive here. Nick once again going with his Athena, flipping it up almost to flat, and also hitting the line perfectly.
Wow. That's so far down the fairway, too.
Oh, Elijah didn't get all the way into the woods, so he's got a chance at it. And look at this rip. He's got so much power.
Backdoor. Wow. From being where he was to having, I mean, at worst, you're having a par there with the way he putts. That's got to feel good.
Yeah, and from where I'm at, I am there's nothing to do. I can't progress up the fairway much more than that, and just trying to give myself, 350 feet
Exactly.
to
Yep.
try to get up and down for par. Nick, on the other hand, going with that flex forehand and just gets the nose up a little and, yeah, kicks himself into a tough position.
Oh, Trevon. That hurts. It's one of the things that it's so deflating when something like that happens because it's so avoidable. I understand hitting a tree 300 feet down the fairway, but when you hit one 30 feet in front of you, it just kills any momentum that you have.
Yeah, Trevon and I both playing a little bit of Army golf right now, and incredible flex shot. Look at that. That was running at the basket if it didn't hit that tree.
Really close to going in if it missed that tree. Nick back in no man's land.
Yeah, probably just trying to punch out with the driver. You're going to hit some leaves, so just throw a sharp edge disc and really well done.
Put it to 15. Excellent. Tough swing playing here for you.
Got a little bit of a lane there.
Putting.
And Elijah with a chance at birdie. Would love to see this one. Get up.
I know he's frustrated. That's got to be the 10th time he's putted from circle 2 today.
Yeah, and to even have a chance at birdie on this hole is so good.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see it go down.
Yeah, for sure.
But par is definitely not bad.
Great par there from Nick.
Trevon also getting a bogey. Elijah will get himself a par. And that's going to take us into hole 19. 383 feet going uphill and to the right. There is a Mando tree about here. And then, you really want probably a long turning backhand. Huge forehands can get up there. But, man, you've got to have probably 450 on a forehand to get this one because it goes really far to the right. Nick's going with that flippy Athena, and you're going to see a lot of players do this. Put it high.
Stall it out.
Yep.
Wow. What a great shot. Notice how far that moved right, and yet how far it is from the basket still. You have to get it so high up there, and it has to be turned over the entire way. I don't know if this is high enough.
It had the height, but I was trying to keep it a little bit too tight, and that is not a great position.
I can't see the disc. This looks
that
great.
is his karma again.
This looks excellent.
And you'll take that every time.
Yep.
Give yourself a 40-foot putt.
Yep. Now, I will say, right behind the basket, it's quite the drop-off. It's not a, 40-foot roll away, but if you miss your putt, you're edge circle 1 almost every time.
Yeah, Trevon with the big forehand, he's going to have about a 60-footer, and I would expect that he's just going to lay that one up.
Yeah, you don't want to run that.
I had nothing from there. That was about as good as I was going to get.
Can't imagine he's running this. Nope. Doesn't look like too bad of a drop-off, but it moves pretty quick once you get back down there. Are you running this?
I don't remember. No.
Layup. Very smart.
Yeah, it must be about 100 feet from there.
This is a scary putt. Stay up.
And a few of those. Nick was just a little bit off today, and he's going to finish with the par. But still pretty close. I mean,
there we go.
You know, really keeping up with the lead card and not being off. You know, he had been on just a little bit more. We could have seen him,
Shred.
you know, beating everyone on the card by 3 or 4 strokes.
Yeah. We're all knotted up. I mean, you guys are all within 1 stroke of each other. You have a 1-stroke lead over the 3 of them, and it is going to be quite the finishing race here coming down the stretch. There's a good 10 people all in contention, and at Dillon, anything can happen.
Yeah, at a very attackable course with some danger, so probably going to see some swings again tomorrow. And then look at that. You jumping onto the lead card. Also with Nick, myself and Elijah are going to round out that lead card. And that is round 2 at Fall Creek.
Yeah, thanks for hopping on. Don't miss the final 20 holes or however many there are.
19.
Don't miss the final 19. There's a lot going on over there, and we have quite the exciting race coming down the stretch. So we'll see you over there.